Hey everyone, Caroline here. This week we are going into a topic that I feel is relevant for everybody. It's how to unplug your energy from the collective programming, specifically around social media. And this is from a place of frequency, vibration, and we go beyond the mind, beyond the intellect, and actually feel the shift in our bodies, the shift in our energy centers, and the shift in our consciousness. So if you are an empath, if you're highly sensitive, if you tend to feel like your energy is getting sucked out of you, or you're on the screen too much and then all of a sudden you're exhausted, this is for you. So I'm Caroline, and if you're new here, thank you for being here. And I've been in the vibrational healing arts, the intuitive arts, psychic arts, for professionally for over 20 plus years. And then really, I've been a walker between the worlds and learning how to navigate that and its challenges and its gifts my entire life. So, welcome. So today, the topic of how do we unenmesh from the collective? How do we unenmesh from that programming, the energy that does not serve us? So there's one thing about the collective field, like there's the truth that there is a part where that we never get out of the collective. We are part of humanity. We are part of the karma of what's going on the planet right now. And no matter how many meditations or this and that, like we are part of it. We do not live in an isolated bubble. And so there's that piece that our energy is part of it. We are one, right? What is that oneness? That me, the trees, you, we're all in this together. We're all in this frequency of oneness. So there's that level. But then there's the level of where our own personal will, our personal energy centers on our vertical axis, where our energy centers lie, gets hooked into programmings. It can get hooked into relationships, thought forms, identities, right? So much of our energy can get stored in the past, so we don't have it in present time, so we can't feel vital no matter how many vitamins or herbs we're taking. Is just like we can't seem to quite get our feel like our tank is full, right? So there's all these different ways as energy frequency beings, right? We know this. This isn't like a surprise that we are so much more energy than we are matter. Matter is such a small part, not just only of ourselves, but of our universe. So, what is it to engage? We have our own vertical line, and then we have the horizontal line. The horizontal line is really the line of relationships, and that is the place of relationship with other, the relationship with nature, the relationship with your work, the relationship with social media, the relationship with the collective. And so when we do not have a field that has a lot of integrity, and what does that mean? So integrity means to be whole, to not be divided. And so when we are not split off in all these different directions because we have presence, we have consciousness, we have more access to our own awareness of how solid in a strength way, like how strong is our energy field, and not in a way that we're putting up all these boundaries and protections and we're worried about it all the time, but simply that we have a juicy, vibrant, healthy field and energy body, which means then our physical body feels healthy and strong. So all of these are interrelated, but this week specifically around social media, because we have all now, or most of us, and it has not, escaped my awareness that this is about unplugging from social media, and here we are on social media having this conversation. So totally get that. It's very interesting, right? But there is a way that when we unconsciously hook into these apps, hook into these collective entities, these collective consciousness that are programmed, and you are programmed through these consciousness, through these entities. When we are hooked in unconsciously, that is really when the ante gets turned up and you lose more of your life force. When we're present, like I am present here, I'm aware of my body, I'm aware of my energy field, I'm making this recording, posting it on YouTube, there is an awareness and a presence and an intentionality, and that is very different than I'm like so tired never mind. I was going to read my book. Instead, I'm putting it on Instagram and I'm looking at cat videos and I'm sending my best friend all the memes of like, ha ha ha, we're introverts, all the things. And I'm not saying that like we never can do that, but it's when we are so addicted, right? So this really pulls out also our energy center that is related to addiction, the place in us that really is just freaking tired and we're overwhelmed and we can't seem to quite find that will because we're so exhausted to do the things we need to do to shift the narrative, to shift the paradigm. So when we are in relationship with these entities unconsciously, all of a sudden then it's like the addict, right? We need more of the dopamine hit. But what's happening on the energetic level is these hooks come in. And so our life force is literally feeding the social media beast, so to speak. And what that is doing is it's not in Aini, it's not in sacred reciprocity, right? So that we are on our phone late at night, we're scrolling, we're twittering or TikToking, whatever that is. I haven't been on those like this, whatever that it means. We're on the things, right? And then we go to bed, wake up, we're tired, we reach for our phone, and the story replays itself. So this week, the intention, the invitation is how can you become more skillful using your skillful means, your skillful awareness to see not just how are you hooked in with your life force to social media, but where in your energy body, where on your chakra system, your energy system, are you most leaking? Is the energy getting most siphoned off of you? So similar to, when you don't feel well, or if you have a child that doesn't feel well, we don't just kind of always do a blanket statement of, oh, I don't feel well, so I'm gonna do these herbs that just really do everything, right? Not if you have bronchitis. If you have bronchitis, you're going to treat yourself or your child with herbs, with medicines that treat specifically the lungs, bronchitis, and have healing that way. So it's the same thing. We can get broad of, making sure that we have our energy, do the things we do, but it's so much more powerful and also insightful to see and develop the skill to see exactly where am I most pulled? It's very interesting. And if you are on a few different apps, it'd be interesting. It's a study, right? A curiosity of, what app actually pulls the most at, let's say, your heart. Where have you plugged in your power, your digestive system, your solar plexus, how you digest life? Are you one of those people that is always on the news and like constantly bombarded by what's happening or what the media says is happening in the world? And that is really affecting your ability to digest life in a way that is helpful and healthy, or do you get on Instagram and you're in the reels and, well, just you're getting inside of my reels, it's animals, and does that, and I'm following a lot of animal rescues. And so, I mean, oh, it pulls at my heart. Oh my goodness, and the charities that, I contribute to. It's like, oh, good Lord, the suffering of animals, right? The suffering of people, does it pull at your heart? And so it's really interesting. And again, it's a study to see what pulls at you where, and not just pulls, but where is it out of balance? Right. So I'm on YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube. Like, hi, YouTube. I'm in the collective field and the collective matrix of YouTube. Right. And I've been learning the things and doing all this stuff. And so it's like I've been putting a lot of my own life force, my mental, intellectual capabilities into figuring out like how to do YouTube, right? And so there's a way that it's again, I'm not saying that we don't engage, we're not in relationship with these platforms, but when does it tip over into not having a healthy relationship? And so again, this is not from the intellect, we're really going in at a frequency vibration level. And so the healing that we want to engage with is creating more of a awareness. So we are heightening our skills and then also also not just our awareness, we're fortifying our energy body, we're fortifying our field. And once you have awareness, then the healing already happens. And then we're going to go a step further in part two, right? So this is part one where we're in dialogue, you're in inquiry. I would love to hear in the comments, like what comes up for you when you are listening to this. Where can you just immediately know, like, yes, I'm in the attic archetype when I engage with X, Y, and Z. I can't seem to get out of it. What comes up when you feel into how much of your life force is being plugged into a program that you might not have consciously given consent, right? So there's a way that we are the masters of our own experience. We're the masters of our own journey. And so this is a way that we can not just refine our skills, but strengthen the integrity of our field so we can actually engage in a way that's more healthy, and more powerful. Just like relationship, right? When two whole people, or in the process, right, the healing never really ends, can engage with each other versus someone who's really unconscious and still in the wound, still in the victim consciousness. It's hard to relate to. It's hard to have an actual adult healthy, thriving, vital relationship, right? And it's the same thing with these energies. So again, we're going to, in part two, I'm going to be leading you through an experience. So this is a frequency healing. So you're going to receive this at a vibrational level. So we change our frequency, we change our vibration, we change our consciousness, we change our consciousness, we change our life. Right? It's like this isn't new, and we are now in a place of, okay, like how do I catch it quicker, and how do I actually shift my vibrational field? So in part two, there's nothing you have to do. I'll be guiding you. You'll be receiving the healing. You'll be receiving the frequency shift, and then get curious, like how do you feel? What shifts? What do you have more clarity? Do some synchronicities start popping off more readily in your life? Do you have more access to your intuition? Are you sleeping better? And again, this isn't an intellectual experiment. This is a curiosity to become more aware of yourself, right? Know thyself, become more masterful at being a walker between the world. You're sensitive, you're here, and the more you can refine your awareness of the subtle energy realms, the more you're going to have agency of your life, and those sensitivities, the empath, the intuitive, all the ways that you show up in the world is going to be even more and more powerful as a gift instead of a burden. So, if this is helpful for you, I would love to hear below. Of course, if you haven't, please subscribe. If you find that you are thinking of someone that this might be helpful, please send along, and I will see you in the next video. And I really encourage you to give yourself the gift of receiving this healing and get curious, like how do you feel on the other side of it? So I love you all, and I will see you in the next video, and be well.